Hey everybody. So today I'm going to go through that box of 50 cent or no $50. I spent $50 for this at the flea market on Sunday. But my plan with this is to turn it into 2 or 3 lots to sell at the flea market. I'm going to ask 80 to 100 bucks a lot. But I also want to pull out the stuff that my kid can sell at the flea market. So, like, I don't know, I probably would give her that glass, looks like glass and silver, beaded bracelet. But we're going to see if we find any silver or anything else in here. I'm going to fill this bucket, and this is for the kid. So we'll see how well we do. Looks like a bunch of new stuff right there. Nothing super vintage, but I did see some vintage pieces. Like, I think this is pretty cool. It's pewter. Got a nice mid-century, or actually it's like Native American design. I might try that on. Tiger eye belt buckle. Give that to her to sell. Ooh, that's a winner. Didn't see that in there. It's an antique key. Nice brass barrel key. Box is getting better. I think we'll give her the rings, and we'll put all the other stuff to the side. I thought I saw a silver ring in here, but there's no telling. It just seemed like a lot of stuff. If anybody wants to leave me a message, let me know how cold it gets today and tomorrow. They're saying it's going to be coldest it's been for like 10 years in some spots. Like today, over by Chicago, it sounds like it's getting walloped with cold. But I know they're saying here it's going to be about 15 degrees, 10 degrees. He's kind of fun. And tomorrow morning, almost close to 0. So I know they have the real feel and they have the actual temperature. So I will go get the heat gun in a second, or for tomorrow, and see if that shows us where we're at. First piece of silver. Nice little handmade modernist ring. So far this is what I pulled out. I got that pewter bracelet, a key, and a sterling silver ring. And I didn't get much for the kid yet. And if I get 2 or 3 boxes of stuff to sell at the flea market, there's definitely I know of 2 people that have been buying bulk jewelry to sell. So that's basically how we're gonna. Here's silver ring number 2. That's good. That's 2 silver rings. I think we'll give Gabby and Darwin the watches to sell, just because people seem to buy those pretty well. Rhinestone. I'll give it to the kids too. I didn't set up at there's a little bronze lady. I didn't set up at the flea market or go to the flea market today because of how icy it was. Last time I went and we had a little bit of snow, there was only like 1 or 2 people there. Not that we might have found something, it's just really wasn't worth the slip and fall. butterfly. Give that to the kid. For years, I set up in New York City on the 25th Street flea market, selling costume jewelry and smalls and stuff like that. It always sold really well. That has a name. It's not that tangled. But I got really good at untangling chain and everything else from other stuff, just because how many times I've dealt with big jewelry knots. I used to buy a big bucket like this. I used to buy off of one of my friends for $200-300 after they pulled out a lot of the gold and stuff, and then I would take it up there and sell it for almost $1,000. I did that for years and years, probably 5 or 6 years. That almost looks silver. We'll give it to the kids. You sell a lot of stuff that looks like silver and gold. It sells very well. Nice old mood ring. Got smushed, but it's kind of cool. I learned how to pick my silver and gold by dealing with all this junk jewelry. I found this one place that I guess they used to scam everybody on TV and have send us your gold or whatever. He signed. Might be gold filled. It's written right there. Put that with gold recovery. It'd be nice if there was a bunch of that stuff in here. But they did send us cash for gold or whatever, and anything that wasn't gold they would put in a little frog. They'd put in these postal bins, and I used to buy the postal bins to go sell the costume jewelry, but discovered that there was a lot of unmarked or like a broken gold chain that was in there, or a broken silver chain that didn't have a marking. Well, they just put it in the costume bin, and that's really nice. It looks like it's Trafari, but I don't see a mark. Made really well. Put that one aside. It says Pendleton. It's just a old thimble. But I probably bought 20 or 30 postal bins off of that company, and each postal bin I would pick out probably 4 ounces of pure gold, because it was packed just like this, and it would take me a good 6 to 8 hours to go through it, maybe more. But that's how now I can look at a piece of jewelry from across the table and pick out that it's gold or silver. It had to do with how much I've handled all this costume stuff. You can always look for the soldered ends, the detail and the metal work. You know, this has the plate coming through it. Actually, not a bad looking ring. Kids might be able to sell that one. Little bronze Indian plaque. I'll give that to the kids too. So far we're at 2 silver rings. Not terrible. Once I get this probably halfway full is where we'll stop and go get another box. For $50 though, I'm pretty happy with this box. There's a lot of decent. It's not like Mardi Gras beads. Like this is a Mardi Gras bead, where the plastic is the beads are kind of like welded to the piece of string, and that's basically just junk jewelry. You can't even sell it at the flea market easy. But most of this stuff is all hand strung and fairly nice crystal and stone. So there's this huge pile right here. I'm just gonna make sure there's no nothing marked or made really well, but I'm gonna put that in that box, and then I'm gonna call that box probably done. We'll try to sell the box itself for with all these necklaces for, see, that filled up the box real nice. Throw in a couple small pieces, some watches. These bands, when the gold goes on the other side, I mean, you can still kind of like get the gold off of this. It's stainless steel, but they have a pretty high percentage of gold when it goes all the way through. Almost like just under 2%. I have one of the flea market guys, or I'm sorry, not flea market, one of the storage guys has the metal gun, and for telling you what percentage of, I think my kid will like that one, what percentage of gold and silver is in a piece. It'll do platinum, and it tells you other rare earth metals. Gotta go get a garbage bag too. There we go. Is that signed? Yep, Bell. Says nickel silver, but that will sell online. Faux stamped pewter bracelet, Native American, Southwestern. There's another tub right there. Like a box inside this box. Alright, let me go get a bag for trash. So I got a garbage bag to clean out all this loose paper and stuff. What I'm thinking that this box right here is about 15-20 pounds, and that's done. I'm gonna pull this box out, and when I pull that out, we'll turn this tub in here to probably turn this right here, this top, into another $50 to $60 box of jewelry to sell, and then we'll have one more box from. I just saw a piece of silver. That's made really well. Oh, it's got copper coming through, but it had a shot. Alright, let's see if I can find this silver that I just saw. This is alpaca. Nice little thing for holding the rosary. The little silver ring I just saw was right here. It's nothing special. It's just a toe ring. Throw that in the kids' stuff. Let them always give them some silver jewelry to sell. Make them pay attention to it. That's a pretty ring. I'm pretty impressed how many people joined up recently on the channel. We got have a lot of new subs, and there's Mickey Mouse. But I am very impressed. I just can't wait till the weather breaks, where we can actually go get some good yard sailing in and do go back to our regular trash picking routes and stuff. I did today. Made my girls stop for it's like a little Hindu or Buddhist little medallion made out of terracotta. That's pretty cool. Found 3 old things so far. My favorite so far, I think, is the key out of this. But I made my girl stop for first piece of scrap in the new truck. We picked up had to have been like 150, 200 pound AC. Even made her get out of the car and help me put it in. It was that heavy. But in my head, I think that's what trucks are for. So definitely, if you have a truck, you need to use the back. I think when we got this one, it was a lease. It didn't look like they ever put anything in the back of the truck. Like, I don't think it was ever used. Not even a piece of firewood, it didn't look like. It does keep them nice and, I mean, it kept it like new for us, so I'm happy. Now I'll bring one box at a time to the market. It's a little handmade frog tie pin, or just pin. It's kind of fun. I won't bring each tub. I won't bring 3 tubs in one day. I'll probably take. Oh, there's 2 of those. I'll probably take them over time, and I'll show you guys when I sell them. so you can see what I get for taking the time to just go through it and making them all separate. And then once the weather changes, I'll give all the kids their jewelry for selling at the flea market. That's pretty cool. Nice little brass coin. Give that to the kids to sell. Costume jewelry does sell well also if you fill up a priority box and make a lot for eBay, especially if you have a lot of the name brands. Looks like the ring is gold filled on the top, but the rest is just brass. I was gonna put that aside. It's not a lot of gold filled. This one looks like it's silver. Lucky day. Another one of those keys. So there's a pair of those keys. Look, got matching pair of those brass keys. They're definitely Victorian. That almost paid for the $50 pile of jewelry right there. Those two keys paid for half of it. It's a pretty mother of pearl ring. I'll give that to the kids to sell. I don't know. For me, going through big piles of jewelry and sorting stuff is way better than watching TV. This is a good one. It's crystal, and it has a relic inside, or the window for a relic. I don't know if the relic's in there, but Catholic relics do sell well. Crystal rosaries sell well also online. If you type in either one, you'll see how they do. I don't know if when you guys look up stuff on eBay, if you go to the completed listing, but that's really the only way to get an idea what something's worth. If you just type it in and you don't type in the completed listing, it really doesn't have any value. I'm gonna give that to the kids. It's a fun owl ring. Their box is getting to be fairly. They probably got about $40 worth of stuff to sell in there, maybe more. I let them do let them do the flea market whenever they want. But I guess the first year when I brought my daughter, she went 5 or 6 times in a row. Did like $120 each time, and what I did was, for every $20 she made, she was allowed to spend $5. So she had to put for every 25 she made, she was allowed to spend $5. So she had to put $20 in the bank. And I think by the end of that summer, with us going to the flea market and her doing jobs, she saved $1,000 in her bank account. But I think she's 10, and when she was 9, she's had all the money she ever needed in the world, so she decided she didn't need to work this last summer. But she's all gung-ho about going to the flea market again this year because her brother is starting to catch her. It's a made in France nail clipper, vintage. Sometimes those sell well online too. It's got a really nice little fold up design. Try that on eBay. I'm happy that it's not all brand new jewelry. There's a little bit of vintage in here. There's a nice it's a striped bass, or striper as they call them here. Making this box kind of fun to go through. That looks silver right there. It's another toe ring. Tarnished just the right way. Everything's well or soldered here at the ends. Another way you can pretty much, I'd almost guarantee that's silver. I'll put that aside, and next time I bring gold, we'll show. I'll show you that's silver. I might lose it between that and there, but who knows? We might even find gold in this box. In boxes like this, where you tend to find white gold more, because the dealer had already picked it once. But the one thing they don't check is for like white gold and platinum, because their eye is out looking for the bright yellow stuff. So like a ring like this, I'm pretty sure that's just plate, but this would be something to check. You can see when I blew on it how fogged up. Diamonds don't tend to do that as much. I'll still put it aside though. Alright, I'm almost done with this second box to make the $60. So let me go get one more box. Well, it's kind of, this is 2001. Trying to think where I left off at. Here's a, that looks like it could be a silver ring too. I mean, it's all woven together, but the beads are probably silver. Has a really neat texture. Put that aside. I don't know. I hope you guys are able to sit through part of this. It's probably way more interesting for me than it is for you. This is a handmade frog, sterling, and it's got a little bell in it. It was a bead at one time, or it is a bead, but you can see it's the detail on it. I really like that. That might be my favorite thing. I like that more than the keys and the brass lady. Just super cute. This is a signed earring, but it doesn't, I don't think it's gold. It's got the maker's name there. I'm gonna put that aside just to have it checked. It's either, might be gold filled, but anytime they have this little see this hole for when they're welding or soldering everything together, so they don't have the blowout to relieve the heat pressure, Um, that is the main reason I'm going to have it checked. They wouldn't have done that with if it was brass or normally. My daughter's going to like this one. It's a penguin. Nice little penguin pin for her to sell. Little watch ring. It says stainless steel. Nice little angel though. All right, I think I finished this next case, and I'm starting to get cold. I'm gonna go get my coffee, and I'll finish this another day if you guys really want to see what else is in this tub. These are the things I picked out. I got this looks like a little dogwood flower, little piece of gold plate, the bronze lady, 3 silver rings, the 2 pewter necklaces or bracelets, the Victorian keys, my favorite, the frog bead, the nail clippers, and a couple things to test to see if they're gold. I don't think they are. Gold and silver, but we'll definitely have to try it. And then I got my kids probably 20-30 things to list. But out of these 2 boxes, I'm probably going to sell them to the people at the flea market. Probably get $60 for the top one and 80 to 100 bucks for the bottom, and we'll probably get 80 to 100 for this. But message me if you want me to keep on going through this. Sorry it was such a long video. It's just was something to do, and I'll try to get out there in the cold tomorrow. I'm not promising though, it's going to be freezing. So everybody have a good day. We'll see you later. If you haven't yet, I don't know, hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Peace.